Hello and welcome to this Warcraft replay. This is going to be the first of a best of 3 series from the WCA Chinese Qualifiers 2015 Group A. This is the final group match of Group A. I took a very long time for this one because I don't know the reason, honestly. I guess it was just because I was lazy. Actually, in fact, this week was a little intensive in terms of work for school and all that. Yep, I think that's generally the main reason why I was slacking off in putting out videos, so I do apologize about that. Anyway, we are going to have a human versus undead matchup once again. I mean, you're either going to get human undead or undead undead in Group A because, well, we only have, you know, these two races. Hopefully Group B will be better. I don't exactly remember who is in that particular group. I think we have an orc player there, so I am excited about that, maybe. I still don't know if I am going to do the introduction video, because I don't know if it serves too much of a purpose, other than, like, presenting information that can be found on the internet. So yeah, I'm still pondering about that. Anyway, we're gonna go back to this game. We are on the map Twisted Meadows. I guess because I have some time to fill, I guess Romantic was the one that was able to veto first, because humans tend to pick Twisted Meadows compared to Undead. In fact, we've seen a lot of Last Refuge from Undead, and yeah, I've heard quite a while ago that Last Refuge is a pretty preferred map for Undead. I'm not sure, you know, the exact reasoning why, but I guess that's that. The item has yet to be dropped. The Rock Golem will drop himself the Belt of Giant Strength, +6 strength for the Archmage. Not particularly useful on the Archmage, in fact, even though it does give around about 150 health. It's, well, definitely could have been a lot better. We'll see if the Archmage will keep that, because it might not be worth converting that into gold just yet. It's not like Romantic or any human player relies on that extra bit of gold for anything. He's not like an orc or anything like that. So skeleton harassment coming in from Shun. Actually, yeah, I forgot to introduce the players, but oh well, you guys already, or at least should know who is playing, since, I mean, you clicked on the video, so not much introduction needs to be done here. I will still remember to do it in the next games. It's not that relevant 3 minutes into this. So yeah, I'm still not really doing anything on Shun's part. This is this is the iffy part where I feel about those skeletons, or the skeletons start harassment, whatever. They start to do work when they get into that peasant line, but yeah, in this case, it's not really working out for Shun. I guess he's just keeping tabs on his opponent. He is actually going to split off, send his skeletons, maybe to pick off a peasant or two. Could maybe go after that low hit point one, but there is an arcane tower up. It was the Tomb of Relics graveyard build order, so we are going to have standard timed Crypt Fiends there. Skeleton's actually not going to prove to be that useful other than scouting. Shun didn't have to worry about giving experience off to his opponent because tower kills don't actually give experience to heroes, so that's something worth noting. In fact, it's also similar with like Ancient of War creeping and all that. Building kills will not give you experience. So there's that. Early expand attempt might be coming down for Romantic. Troll Trapper has been picked off by a Death Coil there from the Death Knight. Definitely, this is this is the consolation, I guess, if your skeleton harassment doesn't really prove to be that useful. You just wait for your opponent to go for a creep camp and then just steal a couple of them with your death coils. It's not going to be that easy taking out this Ogre Magi, which he will not be able to do. Level 3 onto Romantic's Archmage. Meanwhile, Shun is still sticking to that level 1 because he just can't find anything. He might death coil a Footman, but nope. Gonna go after our peasant instead. We still have a fair number of peasants there, so it's not it's not too impactful if Romantic loses a peasant or two. He still has quite a number, I believe 6, so he has like a 1 peasant cushion. But then again, he can always bring along more peasants anyway. So Shun has 3 Crypt Fiends. I'm not sure if Defend has actually been completed. Actually, it is just going to start. Yeah, so Romantic probably should back off. Doesn't want to be kited too heavily by those Crypt Fiends. Lich already came out for Shun. We are going for that slightly late tier 3 for himself. I mean, it's really split half and half. Half of the players would go straight to tier 3, delayed Lich, or they go Lich first and then tier 3. Also, what I want to actually talk about is Fendis's interview with I mean, I call him Seshi, but I guess the proper way to pronounce it is Cheki. Huh. Really weird, because I've called him Seshi for a very long time and no one would actually, you know, mention anything about the pronunciation. And obviously I got the pronunciation from Crota, and yeah, I mean, as soon as I saw that interview, I was like, okay, I want to see if Crota still pronounces like that. And nope, he actually changed it, so I guess that is a little bad on my part. But then again, I haven't casted Cheki in such a long time. So Lich DK, they're both level 1, not really gonna do too much. I mean, the elemental was picked off, but it's not that big of a deal. Yep, so yeah, next time I cast Cheki, I'm gonna call him that, I guess. Although I'm very tempted to call him Seshi or Sechi, I don't know. Arcane Tower has been completed. We have peasants on it 24/7, I guess. Frost Nova to pick up a Footman, and that will give level 2 to the Death Knight. Unholy Aura has been trained up. It's not really useful, honestly. The slight movement speed buff as well as the life regen, but other than that, I think the DK would very much like level 3 to get his level 2 Death Coil instead. Nice Frost Nova target here, but seeing that, you know, the Lich is still level 1, level 1 Frost Nova doesn't deal that much damage. In fact, the AoE does not much damage anyway. It's more of the actual primary target. Sending a lot of Footmen to their own deaths there from Romantic. I'm not entirely what is it? Agreeing with him on that decision. I mean, it's what humans usually do. They sack their Footmen to free up space for their tier 2 production. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure if that was worth doing, because most of the time we see Footmen being sacked at the undead base to maybe pick off a couple of acolytes along the way. But in this scenario, it's more deal as much damage to both sides as possible, I guess. Archmage needs to be careful, try not to get himself surrounded. He does have 2 ways of getting out, but yeah, both of them not ideal. The other one of them, well, he's gonna take a lot of damage, and the other, he's gonna spend that TP scroll, which not really a good idea to do willy-nilly. Lots of towers coming out for Romantic. Sadly, not many of them are finished guard towers. We actually have 3 finished, and we have a lot more on the way. We already have a destroyer in the air, so I believe definitely tier 3 is like completed. Will we see a third here? I'm not too sure. We do have the elementals actually providing delicious food to these destroyers. Not really a smart idea from a Mantic spot. I mean, yes, the elemental does provide some anti-air damage, but like the amount of damage that comes back when those elementals are like consumed is a lot more. Does more damage than good. I guess that's the catch. That's the phrase. So Frost Nova onto those peasants again. That's one of the pluses of having a Lich, because I mean Frost Nova is so good when it comes to dealing with human defenses. Guard Tower number 2 will get destroyed, and these destroyers are still pretty healthy. The DK is out of mana now, so probably needs to be careful on Shun's part to not receive too much damage. The Obsidian Statue is working overtime. It has, I don't know, maybe 20 more. I don't know. It's a really rough estimate. Maybe less than 20 more of that essence of Blight as well as Spirit Touch. 4 guard towers. Will it be enough? Who knows? The Orb of Corruption has been transferred over to the Lich, as Backpack has been researched for Shun. He is, I would say he's looking good. Yeah, actually, I'll say he's really looking good right now. I mean, to be able to siege this well without any meat wagons is really good. Even number of destroyers and crypt fiends as well. New statue comes out, so don't have to worry about any mana problems. The Archmage is now finally accompanied by a Mountain King, but I think it's a little too late. Not sure what these two heroes can actually do by themselves. Castle Tech is definitely the must do for Romantic. Maybe. I mean, he's got a lot of resources stocked up, so he might have to be desperate and go tanks. That's the only way I can see it working out. Flying Machines definitely not the smartest decision, because we still have a fair amount of Crypt Fiends as well. I'm not sure about Griffins either, because that is obviously a very expensive army composition. I guess the only problem for Romantic is that he doesn't have a blacksmith, so I guess it just has to be Griffins. Because if he doesn't build a blacksmith, he can't build a workshop, so 2 of the 3 options are not even there. I mean, he could go tier 3 casters, but that's like really weird. I'm not entirely sure what entails for Romantic's future composition. Not quite there on that level 2 for the Mountain King, but he will get there, I guess. The Town Hall has yet to fall. That's the main problem with having no meat wagons, is it takes so long to destroy such a beefy building like that Town Hall. And of course we already have +2 masonry upgrades as well, so it doesn't really help that much. Blacksmith is being sped built. I'm still curious as to which of the 2 options he's going for. Flying Machines or Siege Engines. I think it's a little too late, honestly. Romantic has fallen so behind. Like, even his heroes can't really do much. I mean, the heroes are being kept tabs by that shade, so like, what can they actually do? They might be looming for a bit of base harassment, but that's not going to do much. Of course, then again, these 2 heroes won't do much either. The Elemental is definitely more of a liability than it is an asset. Goblin Shredder, probably shouldn't have overextended yourself there, but I'm pretty sure it was just trying to return lumber, so yeah, there's that. Alright, workshop has been completed. What are we gonna go for? The positioning on, like, definitely tells Flying Machine. There's no way that he would build a workshop back there for siege engines. And yeah, like I said, I still don't like the Flying Machines, because there's not a mass of destroyers. Plus, we still have a fair amount of Crypt Fiends as well. So, I think this is already game for Romantic, honestly. I can't see this working. We even have a Dreadlord coming up for him. Definitely. I would say 90% confident this is the first Dreadlord in the WCA. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is like the very first Dreadlord. Too bad we can't see much action out of him. He doesn't have any Vampiric Aura. He's probably got Sleep. There we go. He's gonna sleep a Paladin and maybe surround him. Definitely a very, very easy task to pull off. Like, I think a couple of years ago, maybe, I remember, like, it was almost standard, I guess, Dreadlord Ghouls, and that was, like, fairly simplistic, where you just sleep your opponent's stuff, and then just mass surround them with Ghouls. That's like the super aggro thing that you could do. That's like even better than Unholy Aura start Ghoul Rush from a DK start. But I guess then again, Dreadlord doesn't really provide that much in the mid to late game because like Carrion Swarm takes so much mana, and Vampiric Aura is not that useful in the mid to late undead army composition unless you're going mass ghouls still. So Paladin did come out, but it's very, very spilt milk. Not much can actually be done here. Romantic space is being plundered, it's getting massacred. Flying machines, I guess he's just making as many flying machines as he can to fly away, but yeah, it's pretty much GG from here. Easy game from Shun. Hopefully next game will be better. Flying machines trying to do their part here, but even if they were able to kill all these destroyers, I highly doubt Romantic's ground army can actually perform, you know, well enough. We even have knights coming up for Romantic. That's how desperate he is. He doesn't have animal training as well, which is really, really bad. Because, you know, knights are so much better with animal training, but since the expansion's already being killed off, it's really difficult to gather the resources for that. So that's GG for Romantic. Definitely stayed longer than he should have. I mean, I think it was pretty clear that he lost as soon as he lost his expansion. So anyway, see you guys in game 2. Yeah.